What up, fam? It's your boy, Slender Boy 2024, streaming to you live once again. I just wanted to do a quick little special Thanksgiving episode. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope you're all spending some, warm, fuzzy, fun time with your families. I hope you're all having a good holiday. So what am I thankful for this year? What are you thankful for this year? I'm so thankful for Paramount Plus. I'm so thankful that it has all of my Nickelodeon shows that I grew up on. I'm taking a stroll down memory lane, not just SpongeBob, but, of course, Victorious. It has all Victorious on there. I am so thankful for 47 Planet Bextarian. Everyone's saying, oh no, not again. Yeah, no, I won't go off too long about this guy, but no, 47 Planet Bextarian, please subscribe. He's a beast. This guy is a god, okay? Planet Bextarian is on like episode 58 of his Satisfactory playthrough, and I'm so far behind. I have to comment. I have to message him and tell him I'm sorry, dude. I'm only on episode 5. I can't keep up with you. You're too much. You're too much. You're an animal. I can't keep up with your content. This constant stream of content. I think he just does he stream every day? This guy's a beast. But yeah, please look at his channel. Please subscribe. I'm so thankful for him and his content. I am so thankful for Gaga. I can't say it. Gaga ooh la la. Guys, should I review shows on Gaga ooh la la? I can't even say it. First I should work on being able to say the name of the website without laughing. A quick tangent. I really, after that streaming video I did, kind of blew up the streaming tier list. I looked further into I can't even say it. Gaga ooh la la. There it is. I just say it real fast, so I can't get it wrong. I would love to review shows on here. Their shows. I don't think I can. This is why. Again, I didn't know much about it. I kind of mentioned it in the previous video because of the funny name. But I'm looking at. I watched a show, and I can't even say the title of the show on here without fearing angering the YouTube gods. So that's a warning sign right there. But I'm watching this show, and it's funny. I kind of wanted. I do want to talk about it, but I don't know. I'm kind of pushing it with that one. But I'm watching it, and this is the first episode. This is the first scene in the first episode. You see this girl, and she has a podcast or something, and I guess she's giving sex advice or something. And her handle or her name I can't say on YouTube, but yeah, there's another warning sign. But yeah, she's the main character, and then she immediately goes to a store where you would buy particular, how do I say this on YouTube? Toys, specialized toys for women. Yeah, that's all I'll say. That's a scene right away, and I'm I'm watching it. I mean, and it's a fun little quirky show, but I really can't talk about this on YouTube. So, and that's I think that's a tamer one on that site. There's a lot. I'm just scrolling through thumbnails, and my face is losing all of its color. I'm just turning sheet white as a ghost looking at all these videos. I don't know. I don't know if I can talk about this on YouTube. What's funny to me is people pointed out that it's such a niche, site and topic. If you Google, or not Google, but rather if you type in the search bar, type in the YouTube search bar, Gaga ooh la la streaming or something like that, my video comes up right away, because I'm one of 2 videos on YouTube that actually mention that site in the title. So that's something. I didn't expect that. Very niche topic. Anywho, let's move away from that. But Thanksgiving movies. That's what I wanted to kind of, I watched one recently. That's why I want to do a mini review. Thanksgiving movies. They're a very small, very very niche. Speaking of niche genres. I mean, I've said this before. I'm just quoting a friend basically, but he said something along the lines of, if I could just trade maybe 10% of the hundreds of thousands of Christmas movies that we don't want every year, and get a couple other holiday movies, can we get 10 more Thanksgiving movies and trade 10 Christmas movies? The Christmas genre is fine. People are fine. People will not miss those 10 Christmas movies. There's so many of those. There are a dime a dozen. Let's have some other holiday movies for once, okay? Thanksgiving movies. Freebirds, that's a semi-recent animated one. That sucked. That's the one where the turkeys travel back in time or something. That sucked. That's the thing. Even when you do find a Thanksgiving movie, it usually sucks. Thanksgiving. It's like a horror comedy. Yeah, but you can probably guess it's like a killer turkey. It's like a B movie. Yeah, I tried that out of curiosity. That kind of sucks too. So yeah, there you go. That's a Thanksgiving movie, but it sucks. The one that comes to mind is, and this is so it's just called Thanksgiving, and it's a horror movie by Eli Roth. It's a Thanksgiving horror movie. Yeah, that is 100% a Thanksgiving movie. A woman gets cooked in a giant oven just like a Thanksgiving turkey. It's like there's straight up cannibalism in this movie. Yeah. Yeah, no, I love that. I love Thanksgiving, so give that a watch. But that just came out last year, so that's very, very recent that we got even that. I will not be reviewing that today. I mean, yeah, here you go. Go watch it. That's my review. You'll love it if you love horror movies. But yeah, a classic that my friend directed me to from, I think, the 80s, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That is a Thanksgiving movie. It is, starring John Candy and Steve Martin. That's a really good one. I recommend that. If you can find that on streaming or something, watch that this holiday. That is not what I watched for today. No. For today, I watched a movie called Holidate on Netflix. Okay, so yeah, pop that on. I mean, let me say this right away. I do recommend it. I like the movie a lot. That is not a family. That's the funny thing is you'll look at like the thumbnail, and there's so many of these like generic rom-coms. Beautiful girl, beautiful guy. Beautiful girl looks disgusted. Handsome guy looks clueless. Like there's so many. It's either starring Lacey Chabert or one of these women. It's like, yeah, there's so many of these like Hallmark movies on Netflix now. So you'll get, and you think that's what this is. That is not what this is, even though the thumbnail would have you thinking otherwise. Holidate is a very R-rated movie. I would not watch it with your family. Yeah, you can watch it with your significant other, but like know that you're getting into, that's what kind of stuck out to me. This movie, it is a generic, in some ways it is a very generic romantic comedy, which I have a soft spot for. I know a lot of people hate them. They're kind of one of the most hated subgenres in film. Yeah, I like this one a lot. But it does stick out in a few ways, and one of the ways it sticks out is, yes, it is very R-rated. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, okay. I have a lot I want to say. Let me kind of compile my thoughts here. But So the way that this is generic or tropey, and it's funny because the characters in this movie, this movie kind of prides itself on being like an atypical romantic comedy. It's like going against the, they're kind of like tongue in cheek, like winking at the camera, like, oh, we're going against the grain, like this isn't your typical love story. I've seen a bunch of these. I don't know, that's like its own like little weird niche subgenre. Just rolling off the list, I've seen, there's No Strings Attached, there is Friends with Benefits, there's Friends with Kids. All of these have like this weird premise where it's like, oh, well, like No Strings Attached is like, oh, we're just friends with benefits, we just have sex and that's it, no relationships. And because feelings always ruin it, or relationships are too complicated, it's just sex. What do you think is going to happen? Yes, the two attractive leads, they catch feelings, they end up in a real relationship by the end of the movie. It's very, very, you see it coming a mile away. Okay, Friends with Kids was a really weird one where it was like a spin on that. It was like a spin on that further spin where it was like, no, like we're not even like we're friends, but we're not dating, we're not even going to have sex. But the girl wants to have a baby, so the guy's gonna have sex with her just the one time, so she gets pregnant and has the baby, and then he'll be the father, but they won't be married and they won't even be dating and they don't love each other. They're just friends. That was a really weird one. Yeah, that was a very Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked, but yeah, Holidate is like a similar. It's in that vein where it's like. Long story short, yeah, this guy and this girl, they're fed up with like the holidays where it's like, they're both single, they're both they're both continually single, and Emma Roberts is the main girl. She's tired of people badgering her. Her whole family is like, they see all the other kids getting married off, and they're like, oh, what about you? You're already pushing 30, and you're still single. What? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, that's like a big thing in the movie. She's like, just south of 20 or just south of 30, and she's still single. I'm like, so what? Like, so what? You're acting like she's like 60 or something. I don't know. But yeah, no, she's still single, and she's tired of being going to like these holiday parties and events, without a significant other, and people grill her and people constantly try to set her. I mean, I get it. Like, I've been there. Like, and especially I think women especially get it a little harder than guys do. If you're like a single girl, especially from like friends and family, they'll just like badger you, or just like they're like constantly trying to set you. Oh, I know this guy, or oh, this like neighbor's cute, or my friend's son is a single too, and he's in the area. I'm sure it's like a constant barrage of annoying bullshit like that. So I get it. She's just fed up. Emma Roberts is fed up, and so she meets a guy in like a similar situation, and they arrange this thing called Holidates. And the idea is simply that they're not dating, they're not even really friends, like they don't really know each other too well, but they have an arrangement where it's like, oh, it's another holiday, it's whatever, it's Valentine's Day, so you'll be my date to this Valentine's Day party, and that way I won't feel weird or look like a loser by being single at a Valentine's Day party, but it's not just Valentine's Day. And that's where I'm kind of cheating with this. I know this isn't technically a Thanksgiving movie. The thumbnail will make you think that it's a Christmas movie, and I know some people will try to, like, I was looking at reviews and stuff, and people talk about it like it's a Christmas movie. I really wouldn't say that either. It's kind of like, I know I'm cheating, but like this really, that's one of the reasons why I like this movie, is it can be used for anything. Like, I love how Nightmare Before Christmas, right? That movie is perfectly acceptable. Either it works as both. It can be shown on Halloween as a Halloween movie. It can be shown on Christmas as a Christmas movie. It's perfect. Holidates is like my new go-to for it can be a Christmas movie. It can be a Halloween movie. It can be a Thanksgiving movie. It's literally built into the premise of the movie. They go through pretty much every major holiday, because that's when they meet up and that's when they go on dates and stuff. So that's what I love, is you can use it for anything. You can pop it on. It can be like because there's a big scene on New Year's, New Year's Eve. It's like it can be like a New Year's Eve watch movie. It's perfect for that. But I don't consider it a Christmas movie. It was released at the end of October around Halloween. But I would say one of the most important scenes takes place on Thanksgiving dinner. Well, that's when shit really hits the fan with the family. So, for me, it's I'm using it as a Thanksgiving movie. But it can be used for any of the above. I don't know the guy, the male lead. He's great. He's like some Australian guy. I swear I thought it was Aaron Eckhart, Two-Face from Dark Knight. He looks just like him, but no, it's an actor I've never seen before. But he's great. But the lead, Emma Roberts, she's great. She's wonderful. I've always loved Emma Roberts. I don't know. She's one of those. She never really took off per se, but and I'm sorry, I have to keep going back to Nickelodeon. But I know her first project I believe was the show Unfabulous. Y'all remember that? Remember when Emma Roberts was trying really hard to be a singer? All these girls, they all have the same story as Victoria Justice. They all had a show. They were all trying to be a singer. And then Ariana Grande, who ironically didn't have her own show, and wasn't really trying to be a singer from the looks of it. Yeah, I mean, she completely took off. Anyway, but yeah, Emma Roberts had a show on Nick called Unfabulous. I remember her from that. And then she's in some other stuff. I think her performance in Scream 4 is super underrated. That movie came out in 2011, so I'm going to spoil something. Sorry if you haven't seen Scream 4 yet. But yeah, Emma Roberts, she's the villain in that film, and she has this great psychotic turn. I really feel bad that I haven't seen her in more movies like that, because I really thought she was so good in that movie. And then what else? She was in a thriller called Nerve. What was it? Yeah, I think it was called Nerve. But it was like a teen sort of sci-fi-ish thriller with Dave Franco. Yeah, people didn't really talk about it. I really love that movie. So yeah, check that out when you get a chance. What else was she in? I mean, she's in this. So she obviously, and this movie didn't come out too long ago. It came out right around COVID. So yeah, she's still working. She's still I haven't seen. She has a show called Scream Queens. I haven't seen that, but I heard she's good in that. Oh, people in the chat are saying she was in American Horror Story. No shit, she was. Okay, should I watch that? Yeah, that's just there's so many shows. There's so many shows. I want to watch Walking Dead. I want to watch American Horror Story. Oh, now I really want to watch American Horror Story. I might watch that before anything else now. Is she a recurring character on it? That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so she has a couple horror roles then. In fact, I know she's in a lot of these romance movies and stuff, and I mean she does great at that too. But there's a great moment in this where I was like hoping, I had like my fingers crossed, because the boyfriend character, not Aaron Eckhart, he's complaining about how every woman turns out to be like batshit crazy or whatever, and like expects you to propose on New Year's. And then Emma Roberts kind of turns around, she's like, well, how do you know I'm not batshit crazy? And I was like, yes, I want Scream 4 Emma Roberts. Like, no. She that was just like a little joke. Maybe it was like a little nod to Scream 4, maybe. I don't know. But no, she's not crazy in this. I really want her to have like another crazy character role, like in Scream 4. Anyway. But yeah, this movie was kind of off-putting because like I was saying, I liked it. I appreciated how different it was. But yeah, again, you see the thumbnail, you think it's like a Hallmark, like family, Christmassy movie. It's not. It's pretty raunchy. Like Emma Roberts, I mean, there's tons of like sexual innuendos. Emma Roberts says the word fuck a lot. Like, and again, you think of where I'm coming from. Like her Unfabulous days. I'm like, Addie is saying fuck so many times. It's making me uncomfortable. It's the same way. Like if I saw the girl from iCarly like saying the word fuck, it's like disconcerting. It's like I'm getting like cognitive dissonance or something. I don't know. It's like messing with my brain. She shouldn't be saying these words. Like, it's the same thing like when I see her in like having sex scenes and stuff. It's like, oh, this isn't right. Nickelodeon would not approve of this, Addie. Yeah, to give you an idea, there's like a whole thing at the beginning. This will give you an idea of what kind of movie this is. Like, if you can watch this like with your family or your parents or whatever. But yeah, not Aaron Eckhart. He's on a terrible date with this Christmas date with this girl that he met, and like they have sex in her childhood bedroom. It's really like creepy and weird. And then she gets him a Christmas present, and he doesn't have one for her because he's like, well, and he feels awful, but he's like, yeah, I mean, I just, this is like our first date, and you really told me not to bring, anyway. But yeah, she freaks out, and she's just like, oh, and this is the line. She's like, oh, so we're close enough for you to come in my mouth, but we're not close enough for you to buy me a Christmas present. And my jaw dropped, and like that's like an early scene in the movie. It's good that they threw that in so early, so like they set the tone. You're like, okay, this is what this is. I'm like prepared for what comes next. But yeah, like I want to bring up another film. So again, so rom-coms, people shit on them all the time. They're kind of like the bottom of the barrel in terms of like film genres. But they're having kind of a resurgence lately. They're kind of having this weird renaissance, and they've taken on a different form. And I'll give you like a prime example. So arguably the most successful romantic comedy in recent memory, Sydney Sweeney. I'm sure you know her. She's been blowing up ever since her Euphoria and White Lotus days. I love her. She's great. She had a wildly successful movie recently called Anyone But You. And that was a really weird one because it was a romantic comedy releasing in December around Christmas, and I was like, okay, there's no way this movie does well. And I was competing against all the big Christmas, all the big December movies. It actually did really well, surprisingly. Why not release it in February? That would make too much sense, I guess. But it did well, and it did so well that I've never seen this before. It got a special Valentine's encore. So in February they re-released the movie, and it made even more money. It made so much money. It made, I don't know, like 10 times its budget back. So that movie kind of sticks out because that's another one where it's a romantic comedy, but there's so much, sexual innuendo. You got shirtless, muscular dude, beautiful female lead with huge knockers. Like the sex appeal of the movie was off the charts. There's so much sex in this movie, and it's very R-rated. And it did very, very well. So like I think that's kind of what people are seeing now is like we used to have these these romantic comedies from like the 2000s, the early 2000s. They were so clean, they were so PG because they were like in general more like women oriented. But it's like I think people are waking up and realizing, like, no, I mean, you can appeal to both. You can appeal to like the horny dudes and the horny women. People are just horny. People love sex. Sex sells. Like it's a time-honored tradition. And that's a prime example. And I think Holidate took the same idea and was like, yeah, I mean, it's still a cheesy, rom-com, and you see the couple getting together a mile away, but we're gonna throw in quite a bit of stuff you don't normally see in this type of movie. And I think it got tons of views on Netflix. Like I think it worked in its favor. So I think, again, romantic comedies are coming back, and they've sort of taken on a different form. But it's a strange time. But I think, yeah, I think we're having this like weird renaissance. But yeah, once again, incorporating Anyone But You, I want to kind of connect these two movies once again. So we have this like couple, and we have this like couple of like, Emma Roberts and this guy, like, they meet each other, they instantly don't get along, they're constantly bickering and fighting, they hate each other. And then, and you've seen this so many, you're rolling your eyes, you've seen this so many times. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder if they're ever going to get together. And of course they do. But, even though they have the Holidate tradition, like, it's never going to be anything more than that. Of course, but that's the thing. It's not about the ending, it's about the journey getting there. And that's why I enjoyed the journey. So I'm giving it a pass, even though the ending was very predictable and cliche. It's fine, But yeah, we've seen these like this archetypal thing before, like the I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, I love you. I mean, going back to we've seen it in Star Wars, right? The most popular couple, Han Solo and Princess Leia. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, and then all of a sudden they're making out. It's that type of couple that we've seen so many times before. But like going even further back, I think the first instance, or at least one of the earliest instances, this all goes back to William Shakespeare. This all goes back to a play by William Shakespeare called Much Ado About Nothing. I think Benedict and Beatrice, I think they're like the two characters people talk the most about when they talk about that play. But yeah, they're iconic. They're that original couple of like, they hate each other. But then they hear, oh, like maybe the other one likes me. Oh, maybe I like him, and then all of a sudden they're making out. It's like the whole opposites attract idea. But yeah, I think that's like the progenitor of all of that. But it's interesting because I also bring that up because Much Ado About Nothing was the Sydney Sweeney's movie that I just mentioned. Anyone But You was a loose adaptation of Much Ado About Nothing, because Benedict and Beatrice are Bay and Ben. Those are the main characters in Anyone But You, and there are tons of other little references to that play. So there you go. There you go. How Shakespeare is still very, very, very relevant in this modern day and age. Anyway, but yeah, it was just a treat to see Emma Roberts kind of playing this like R-rated. I mean, it's funny because she was still playing the role that I've seen her in so many romance movies playing, where she's like the romantic lead. But at the same time, she's also playing so different. She's smoking, she's drinking alcohol, she is saying the word fuck all the time, she is having sex, she is, very, very raunchy compared to what I'm used to seeing her. And there's a great little rant she goes on. I'm gonna try and do it justice here, but this is like my favorite scene in the movie. She like kind of flips out at the beginning. She's like talking to her little niece about boys, because her little niece is like so happy. She's like, oh, well, even I, she's like, oh, why are you single? Like, even I have a boyfriend. Like, I have this boy named Levi on the playground. He shares his juice box with me. So then Emma Roberts like fires off, and she's already like a little drunk at this point. I love seeing tipsy Emma Roberts. You enjoy it while you can, because one day you're going to walk outside and you're going to catch Levi sharing his juice box with a Starbucks barista named Rainbow. It's not a good day, Daisy. It hurts. It hardens you. And the next thing you know, you're just south of 30, sitting at the kids' table, numbing the pain with a vodka. Oh, yeah, no. She has a great little rant like that. I try to do her justice there. But yeah, I would say if you are hanging out with the fam, if there are kids there, yeah, put on something. Put on like Freebirds. Put on, I think Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is okay, but definitely don't put on Holidate. But if it's just like you and your significant other, and you're okay watching like a kind of a raunchy or like R-rated film, yeah, I really like Holidate. I'd say give it a shot. Yeah, remember Emma Roberts, because she's great. She's kind of, I won't say faded into obscurity. She's obviously doing projects still, but yeah, she's another, in my opinion, a kind of an underrated actress. So anyway, yeah, happy Thanksgiving. See ya.